thermometer I've got up here tells me it's 5 degrees Celsius, and so it's a crazy time to be doing anything in the garden, but I can plant seeds. And so behind me, I planted some seeds a few days ago, maybe a week or so, and then I was really worried that I was too early and it was going to be really frosty. It's quite cold up here for planting out until probably the end of May, beginning of June, but in the polytunnel I can probably risk it. But I bought, I wonder if I can show you those things there. So that greenhousey thing there with a zip and shelves inside, that has meant that on really cold nights I've been quite happy that they've been all right through there. So I've filled some trays with compost, and if I plant some seeds today, then at least I can put them into a protection. I've also, inside the house, I've got windowsills, of course, but I've got a heated propagator where I can put the things that are a bit more delicate. So because I'm pretty impatient, I'm just going to plant a few bits and pieces this morning and then put them in the protected place there. So I'm going to plant a few more sweet peas because I want to have a lot of sweet peas this year. Alongside the pavilion, one side of the pavilion is where the strawberry bed is, and one year I did this and it looked lovely, so I'm planning to do it again, is to plant sweet peas all the way up that area there so they form a bit of a wall. That's the plan. So let's see, what can I plant? I probably could plant some more peas. I can do a successional sowing of peas so that Agnes has always got peas to eat when she comes to visit Grandma. Okay, and then this is one of my favourites here, which is night scented stock, and it's not a particularly showy flower, but the scent of this one is beautiful. So I'm going to plant a few more night scented stock and have them out on the terrace, so that when I'm sitting out of a summer's evening, I'm using my imagination here, I'll be able to sit and inhale the beautiful smell of night scented stock. I've also got poppy mix here. Might put some of those in these modules here. I've got my seeds are here, and I've got the flowers on one side and the vegetables on the other side, so I'm stuck on the flower side at the minute. So I'll go onto the vegetable side and see if there's any veg that I can grow. Just planting modules. Now I put some beetroot, I'll show you in the zipper little greenhouse in a moment. I put some beetroot in, it's doing really well. I don't need to sow radish in modules, they can direct sow where I want to eat them. And I've planted my zucchini, zucchini, there inside, and 4 of those have come really well, so I don't need more than 4. Now this little pack here is a pack of wildflower mix, and my dad gave me this. This is really old. Used before, no, I can't, it's so old that the used before date's worn off, but I planted some and they're coming, they're really coming well, so that's good. I'm going to plant some leaf beet in modules so I can plant those up. Carrot I'll direct sow, no need to put those in now. Small radish, okay. I wonder if I should have a go at growing basil. Yeah, let's put some basil out to grow. Basil, beetroot. And the cucumber pack there, they're in the house and they're doing really well. It's really cold out here today. It's a crazy day to be doing gardening. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and the birds are just enjoying, well, you can hear the rooks probably and the jackdaws, possibly. So these are some of the seeds that I planted maybe a week ago, and you can see how well they're doing in this secure environment, this protected environment. So those beetroot modules there, they'll get planted out into the ground when the frost has passed. We've got some cornflowers and some sweet williams. Oh, I look forward to potting those on. Some nigella there, loving a mist. And I can see the bergamots just coming through. And then down here are those old wildflower seeds that are doing really, really well. Here are some of the sweet peas. So I've planted some more sweet peas this morning. So it's still very early. There's plenty of time for all of these to do really well. I'll come down a bit later and find a place for the ones I've just planted. I'm just checking that all the pins are out of my design board, because this design board, my son John helped me put this up, oh I don't know, many years ago now. It's, and people ask me about it all the time, it's a couple of sheets of polystyrene, styrofoam, that I got from the builder's merchant, covered over with this curtain lining. And I've just stopped seeing how dirty and messy and cottony it is. So today I've decided I'm going to recover it. I went to the place in Hexham that sells curtain supplies the other day, and I bought this. It's not expensive. It's the stuff that lines curtains. It's the thermal layer in curtains. So I bought enough of this to recover the board. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how this board is mounted. I hope I am anyway, because it's ages and ages since it was done. John put these two runners at the top and bottom. I think I've got all the pins out. So I should be able to push this out here. I hope I'm doing the right thing. And get there are two boards underneath here. There's the join there. So I'll get the first board out. And now there's always going to be pins that I've missed. Always. Because there's hundreds of pins in here. So let's try this now. I just pull. I know that there are I've just had that feeling, why have I started to do this? I've started now, so I've got to carry on. Okay, so I've got the second bit out now, and obviously to fit this space, we had to cut the board down. So this is a full size board, and the other one was cut down to size to fit. I wonder what other people do about design boards. Karen at Just Get It Done Quilts did a video quite recently on how to make temporary design boards. Some really quite interesting little tips and tricks. But this is my permanent design board, and there's pins everywhere. So I just measured the amount of fabric I've got, and it's barely enough when I cut it in half. So I'm going to cut it in half very carefully along this fold here. And then it'll be easier to manipulate in 2 halves. And I'll cover both the boards separately and then slide them back in again. That's the plan anyway. There we go. This is going to be much easier than trying to manipulate the whole piece. So I'm going to cover it whilst it's lying this way and then turn it up and slide it in. Now, having just measured it, there's next to no spare at the top and the bottom. So, but there's plenty of spare at either side. So I'm going to pin this on then and just see what happens when I get to the top. This is easier doing it lying down like this. So when I get to the top here, or the bottom, doesn't matter, they're both the same. I'm just going to do a lovely little corner. There's not a lot of spare at the top and the bottom, so I'll put a fair few pins in here to anchor that. Anna's going to help me do this bit. I just want to point out, isn't it pretty with all the rainbows all over it? Yeah. Okay, so it's in the top and bottom bracket here, beautifully covered over. This bit's not pinned down because I'm going to loop it over the other side. So it's not heavy, it's just a bit bulky. So we're going to... Okay, Anna, so when you push this in this time, I want you to... I don't know if this is going to work.
Get over the top of that.
We're going to try and get it over the top of that, but at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
So push that in. I don't know if this is going to work because I don't want that to be... Oh, that's pretty good. Hang on.
This one's a bit further forward because of that.
Push again. Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Because if that's going to annoy me, then I'll pull it out.
So fluffy, isn't it?
So lovely. Oh, look, we took these down, which were your quilt blocks.
Yeah.
Try chucking one of those up. See how well that sticks.
Oh yeah.
So the jury's out on whether I'm going to leave it like that. There's a piece underneath there that I could ease out and flip over the top.
Yeah.
It depends on how annoying it is having a split down the middle, but that then, oh, I love how it looks. I really do. We'll sling these back up again. And they just stick so beautifully because this is so lovely, and I think that's probably not going to annoy me. I'm feeling really hot now. I need a cup of tea and a bit of a break, but that is a job that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, and now it is done.
That's good.
Yeah, it does. So I mustn't clutter it all up with too many things. These little balls of polystyrene get absolutely everywhere. So I'll sweep up what I can and then I'll get the hoover on them, I think. Everywhere you look. I'm exhausted after doing that, but I've got a cup of tea here. I'm going to sit here and have a rest for a few minutes. I think it looks really, really nice. I think, am I going to get fed up with the two pieces being split like that? We'll see. And if I am, then I can always ease this one out a bit, get the fabric that I tucked behind it and put it over the top. We'll see how it goes. I think it might be fine. At the moment, I'm just loving how beautiful it looks. But I'm gonna have a rest. It's like wrestling with enormous pieces of polystyrene. Oh, it's very nice. I like the rainbows on it. Well, it's much later in the evening now, and I've lit the fire because it's come on a bit cold, and I'm just stitching away now at the very last run of this quilt. Now, I've sewn together the small piece and I'm stitching onto the larger piece, and this is going to be the last bit of hand stitching that this quilt gets. The next time you see this quilt, I'll be taking out the papers. I hope you've enjoyed following along with my day. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And over on Patreon, there's extra content that I post there every week, and you'll find the link to that in the description below. Thanks very much for watching.